Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Tuesday. All right, guys. Well, we have a lot to talk about. We're kind of going all over the board, but at least it's going to just stay over here on the East Coast. Well, one, I feel like it's that old saying of somebody call PETA because we're beating this to death. And we are. But when Kim D enters the chat, I was going to say we listen. Normally, we actually don't. Normally, we just like swipe, hide, push out of the algorithm. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know. That's not me. I'm all about love, 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 like Teresa. But then Larsa has also entered the chat with doing an interview with Decider, and she had some things to say as well. So pop off in the comment section. Let us know where you're watching from. If you haven't smashed that like button, go ahead and do that. All of the YouTubey things. Get subscribed, and here we go. All right, guys. So when I'm talking about Kim D, this one I actually really enjoyed this video coming from Kim D because I think that it was just well balanced, it was honest, and people knew that something was wrong. There was some sort of discrepancy or something that happened in the relationship, the friendship, because Kim D, you don't have to wonder where she's at in her mind. You can read her emotions. Like this woman, it's not like there's no poker face. There's face, no poker face, because how she's feeling is what she's going to talk about. And when she doesn't like Teresa, which I've interviewed her before, and she said, like with Teresa, I don't know why the network protects her and that she's like the golden child and, just not the nicest things. But then here lately, over the last like 6 months, I saw where she was really heavily defending Teresa, talking about how Teresa is the show. She's everything on the show. They can't do the show without Teresa. And I'm like, okay, well, we must have made amends. But then this next clip just came out, and this was pretty recent. And it looks like what goes up must come down. And yet here we are again. So thank you to Kim D. Posh. Let's play the clip.
Here, please, but I just want to tell people with kids out there.
Oh, wait, not that one. Is it this one?
Here's the thing. When shots are fired.
No, it's this one.
I don't really apologize too often because I never do anything wrong.
No, it's a.
First of all, I'm not here to bash Teresa. I'm not doing that.
It's this one.
We are not enemies. So will you?
I mean, I'm so sorry, guys. I did not mean to put you through that emotional turmoil. Here we go.
People that are all worried that we're not enemies, okay? We're not where we were, but we're not enemies. But I have to speak the truth, okay? So the truth is that up until this scene with Jeff Lewis, the answer was never. She will never, ever film with her brother again. And Melissa said the same thing. I'm never going to film with Teresa again, okay? Margaret said the same thing. This was the divide. As of today, I believe Teresa would sign a contract and film with who she was told to film with. So where we're at right now, I believe Teresa would sign on the dotted line and do what she was told as far as filming. You're going to film with your sister-in-law. You're going to film with this one. And I don't think she would fight it. She would sign it. I think that I'm not going to call it a come to Jesus moment, but I think she has had a come to Jesus moment. And I believe when she said the professor, whoever taught her that, the professor doesn't take the test. That's not what this was about. It wasn't testing the OGs. It was testing the newbies to see if they like them or not, and the camaraderie. So that doesn't jive with what took place. There was filming. It wasn't to see if Margaret was going to do well, or Melissa was going to do well, or Dolores was going to do well. It's the newbies, to film with them, to see who does well with each other. Okay, so that's null and void. That whoever taught her that, and she's been repeating it, you need to go back and think of another line. That doesn't jive with what's going on.
It sounds like they're friends.
But I believe Now, listening to this, that there was a come to Jesus moment. You don't want to give up the 2 mil. You don't want to give up your career over an argument, a beef. You realize now, maybe I did overreact. Maybe I should think of it as a career. This is what I'm thinking now. Have I spoken to her about it? No, I don't need to. I see this.
So is it, you have to either choose A or B. Is it a desperate moment? Or is it that she truly misses her brother and wants to make up?
That absolutely not B.
So A.
It's absolutely not B.
So is it that they're testing the new girls to see who brings more drama, and if somebody brings it, they're gonna film and say, Teresa, you know what, maybe we can film just you on something else and not precisely on ours.
Something must have been said to Teresa for her to change her view.
On a red carpet, she went on Jeff Lewis and she went to the premiere of Special Forces saying the same line
About the professor.
About
so
the
someone
professor.
told her that.
So what does that even mean?
This is
Being a
such
professor,
That she's above it.
professor has to take a test.
Eventually become even a professor.
And if they don't, that means that they're gone.
Yeah. So I think the change of heart is a combination of things. I think she realizes now that since Melissa was testing and Margaret, they're coming back. Okay. So now she knows that. She probably thought maybe she would be there and they'd be gone. Never in her wildest dreams believed that they'd all be coming back. Okay. So I believe somebody reached out to her, maybe a producer, maybe, I don't know.
Okay. As you guys know, we just have opinions, and there's no malintent behind anything that we're saying. I have never met Kim D, and usually I've only had good conversations up until like a couple times, which, listen, at the end of the day, there's no harm, no foul. Nothing is that deep. Nobody cares. But there are a few discrepancies with what's being said in this. She said, about the whole testing that we're not testing Margaret, we're not testing Dolores, we're not testing Melissa. It's the newbies that have to test. Okay. Well, you're saying it's the newbies that have to test, but I've talked to a lot of Bravo people and they say that usually they test the newbies with the OGs or the people that they know that they're bringing back anyways, who are going to have a contract, who are already like slated to be on the cast because they want to see how they film together. So then that didn't make sense. But then you said, oh, well, just Melissa tested. So then that was sort of a contradiction. But then also it was like, well, me and Teresa don't have beef. But then you just went back and you're sort of like coaching this conversation to lead into beef. That is what it is. It's beef. It's like we can read between the lines. This is not, what is it? It doesn't take a moron to kind of figure out what's happening here. These are nice nasties. I hate nice nasties. I'd rather you just be nasty or you be nice. Like just pick a lane. Pick a list. Be a villain or a victim. But when it's like passive aggressive, like, well, I don't know. And, like, let me just be clear. Teresa and I are really good. But like, do I think that she's doing this kind of stuff? And she's, like using the same line like the professor. It's like, get a new line. And you're throwing the digs. Girl, we can read that from a mile away. Like, this is just like, what are we doing? But I know that this also is not going to land well. I know that Lisa Hochstein and Jody are probably not going to be happy with this. Larsa Pippen. I agree with Larsa Pippen and what she's saying, that the men should stay out of the housewives drama. We have talked about this for so many years on Bravo, and she is insinuating that Lisa's boyfriend, Jody, should also stay out of it, period. Now, actually, I mean, it was a little bit more like silly the way that they kind of put this out there, but this is what was said. She said, as far as like, she said, I said 2 words to Russell last season. He just said, stop it, Larsa. It's funny because I heard Jody say that I texted him first. That's a complete lie. And he texted me first. It was just a lot of back and forth. And I'm not normally used to having to deal with my friends' boyfriends. That's kind of crazy, So there's a night and day difference. I never really had a relationship with Russell. The things that Jody was texting me, they were out of line. And for my coworker's boyfriend to be texting me is kind of crazy. And the men should stay out of it. It's called Housewives for a reason. And I totally agree. If you want a spot on our show, then put a dress on and try out. This is not going to land. This is going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly, but thank God they already filmed the reunion. But no, this is going to be ugly. I want to hear what you guys think. Guys, pop off in the comment section, please. Let us know. Smash the like button. Show some love. And also, if you guys are watching Love Island Games, then you can go over to Up and Adam channel 2 because Kelsey is posting a new recap for you today. So, yeah, see you later. Bye.